Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gold Rush. Today I'm going to move our two workstations that we've got up there, our two mobile wash plants, and I'm going to bring them down here so that we can try using the wheel loader on them. At the moment we've got the... there's a great big hole on the other side of them, and in order to be able to sort of use them effectively with the wheel loader, we would need to be able to fill that hole in, or it's just going to end up that wonderful wheel loader there is just going to end up in the bottom of that hole. I don't really want that. I want them over so that we can sort of start trying to build up a little bit of a ramp, because I have heard in a few places that it actually works really, really well if you can position them in just such a way that you can like put a little bit of earth. I reckon if I can put them here side by side one way or another, and then you can put a bit of just scrape a little bit of a bank in front of them, and then you can use the wheel loader and you can bring it right up over the top and you can load them up. So let's just pick that one up there a moment. And so what I'm doing is I'm just sort of clearing things out of the way at the moment so that we've got enough room here to do to move everything round and to get it all put into place. So if I just bring this one up here, it takes a little while to coil these up. It really does. I mean, to be fair, in real life, with a huge, great, big, thick hose like this, it does also take quite a while to coil something like that up. It's quite difficult to coil up a huge, great, big, thick hose like that. So let's just grab this next one here. There we go. And this one we want to just wrap up. Yeah, I've got both ends undone. So we've just got to coil this one up here. We're going to drag them down there, and I'm thinking that we'll put them side to side, kind of like the way that we had them set up the first time, because that seemed a more realistic approach to trying to run two at once. Now, eventually, I'm going to have the tier 3 stuff all set up here. Before I do that, today we're going to try and move those down here so that we can get the wheel loader going on them. And then in tomorrow's episode, I was thinking that we would go and get some of the smaller tier stuff and get that to our new claim, because we've now got 2 claims. We are the proud owners of 2 claims. So I would like to be able to use those 2 claims and get them all set up so that we can get some more hired help going on the second claim. We'll stay here. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm actually seriously considering moving to the other claim because I think the gold quantity is better on the other claim. Although I'm not actually sure if the amount you get per bucket is different, or if it's just the fact that we got more dirt to dig from on the other claim compared to this one. So let me just chuck... Actually, I'm not really sure which way round I need to have this in order to coil this one up properly. I come under there. Oh, there we go. I'll bring that one up. That's it. Right, that's those... Everything's picked up from around there. I have had... Oh, somebody wants to work for me. Excellent. We'll get them immediately and get them started. It has been pointed out that all those buckets, I shouldn't be carrying them from the station all the way down the hill one at a time. I should be stuffing them into a trailer and then carrying them all at the same time. And I quite agree. I will try to do something a bit more like that. Although now we're going to have our mobile wash stations a little bit closer to where we're going to be processing them anyway. So it should be a little bit easier. Oh, wait. Oh, we got 2 people waiting to come and work. Oh, no, we haven't. We've got 1 person. We've got 2 hired there. Those 2. I'm pretty sure that was a different picture last time. And we got... it doesn't inspire you with confidence, these pictures, does it? It really doesn't inspire you with any confidence whatsoever. So this guy worked 41%. This guy's worked 64%. This one's only 31%. It's getting worse. They are actually getting worse. Oh, no, I'm assuming that's like the percentage of work. Is that like the percentage of work they're still able to do? Is that the... I really don't know. I don't know what that 31% means. Anyway, I'm going to hire him, 117 per day. We'll take that one on. 391 now. So then we go through to the hired ones, and if I flick through, there we go. So this guy's empty. We're going to put him on the old Arnold parcel, and we've got Hogpan pump, Hogpan no pump. I'm using a big excavator, front end loader. So we can just put them, it doesn't really matter which ones they go on to. So he can go on to that one there, assign. And we can cancel, we can come out, so we can shut down as well. So we are now on, you can see it ticking up. It's actually ticking up quite a bit faster now. 14.237, 38, 39, 40. That's more like it. So we got a good roll of gold coming. Oh, I didn't want to jump off the edge there. I'm stuck. I'm completely stuck. I've slid off and I'm stuck. No, it's not supposed to happen. Where am I? I look there. I go and you click on player and you go reset. I see it just resets me to the edge of the claim. Okay, so now if I come back and I'm reset. Oh, I'm resetting to our tent here. We really should make use of this. It was really nicely made use of in the demo, where all of the pipes and cables and everything were all laid out on the shelves. I thought that was really cool. And we don't do anything with that now, do we? We don't do anything with it at all. It's a bit of a shame. Right, oh, actually, I want this pickup, because we're going to start moving those mobile wash stations. So let me come out of the pickup like this, start it up, handbrake off, and we can go straight round. Let's see if we can move both of these before nightfall. I don't know if we're going to be able to be honest, but we can give it a good go. Just go at a reasonable speed. Not so fast that I end up driving into something, though. I really should be a bit more careful, because there's some very big holes around this place now, and I need to be a little bit more particular about how I do things, because, quite frankly, it's going to cost us a lot of money if I break something. Oop, nope, 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 nope. See, it's very, very difficult to get this just right. I think that's kind of okay there. Let's try it. Let's bring that over. Use. Sort of okay. It's a little bit tight on it, but it's all right. We can do that. And now we can start pulling away. And this is where we do want to go fairly steady and slow. Slow is important. Slow is a very important word right now. So if I'm going to bring this one round, actually, I think I want to put this one, I'm going to go up there, I'm going to turn round, and I'm going to come back down with it and break the bits of timber at the same time. You know, we could put it over here on the flat and then bring the machines over this way, because I've been told that there isn't actually any spoil heap that comes off of these things. It doesn't do that. That's just not like a feature of these wash plant. So if I was to put the wash plant there, no, the only problem with that, hang on, I'll tell you what, let's just stop it here a minute, and I'll put the handbrake on. I'm just going to leave it there hitched up to that one, and we're going to go and get the wheel loader, we're going to bring it over, and we're going to see what it's like trying to tip into the machine. I got a feeling that it's not going to work very well. I think we need to have it in on the actual claim so that we can build a ramp up underneath it in order to get it to work properly. So let's just come in a little bit close. There we go. We can enter into that one and come out like that. Start it up. It's very quiet, this machine, compared to some of the others. Oh, once you get a bit of acceleration going, it does get a bit louder. Right, first of all, before we go much further, I'm just going to back around here, and I'm going to go and get a bucket of dirt from over this side. So let's just make sure I get this right. There we go. I'm going to try and get a bucket full. I think I got a bucket full. I don't like that you can't tilt. It doesn't tilt back very far. It's very, very poor on being able to tilt back. I mean, it's gone back a little bit there, but it's not very strong, is it? So let's bring that one up and round. See if we can get up the hill. This is one complaint with this one, is it is quite weak when climbing hills. I mean, it doesn't actually seem too bad. I've got to be honest. I've seen a lot worse. Oh, it looks like when it's full. Don't drive into that fuel bowser, for goodness sake. Really don't do that. It looks like when it's full that it does actually the ram slowly releases as it's full and slowly lowers back down to the ground again. I don't really know. Oh, I know why I brought some dirt with me, because I want to find out if you can actually tip in a heap on the ground. First of all, I want to find out if I can load up that wash plant. It's still sliding around. That's the bad thing about this one, is it does look like it's going to be constantly sliding when it's moving, and that is one thing that I really, really don't like. So I'm going to just use the handbrake a bit more and lift that one up. Because we're on the level here, it should be a lot easier to load this thing up. And it looks like we don't actually need to worry about building any kind of ramp. We can just tip it out like this. So I'm going to tip a little bit there. So that works fine. And we've got some left in the bucket. Now, some people have said that there is actually a place somewhere on outside of like the digging area where you can actually put a stockpile of dirt. And is it over there on that square or not? It's like a level area, they said. So I know I'm driving over the pipes here and I really shouldn't, but somewhere around here. I don't think it's this bit. I don't think it's any. I think that's where it actually snaps. Oh, it might be down there. You can see that bucket moved. It's definitely moving. It's slowly tilting its way forward, which is not a good thing. So is it down here that it actually, that you can stockpile? Whoa. Okay, if I'd done that in real life, I would definitely have flipped that thing over. That would have gone straight over sideways. So maybe it's this bit here. Let's just see. See what happens if I try to tip here. Does it stockpile? It doesn't look like we can stockpile here. It looks like that's just a waste of dirt. Yes. That is a waste of dirt. Right, I need to go and sleep for the night. And so let me just stop this one here. And you know, it would help if I lowered it back down to the ground. There we go. Right. We'll go and sleep for the night, and then we can get going with this again in the morning. I'll get the other wash plant down here and park that one up beside this one, and then we can see about setting it up so that we can start loading them that way. And where is this place? There is apparently one area here somewhere that you can stockpile dirt. I have another potential employee, so let's jump in here, go to workers, and awaiting. There we go. Whoa. He looks like he's just after starting trouble. He really does. I'm going to hire him anyway. Give anybody a chance. And what should we assign him to? So we got small excavator, hog pound pump, big excavator, and he can go on the... I think we got small excavator and big excavator. He needs to go on the front end loader. So we'll put him on that one. Assign. There we go. And we can come back out of there. Shut down. And now look at our gold ticking up through. We're on 14 ounces. We're earning a nice lot of gold by not doing anything at all here. Whether this is going to end up being decently profitable, I don't really know yet. We'll have to sort of wait and see. I'm going to get that other wash plant over here, and then we can see about setting them up. I'm not quite sure where that's gone. I did have another red pipe here, and I brought it over here, and I just placed it on the ground, and now it's completely vanished. Either it's dropped through into the nether regions of the map, or it's sort of reset itself to somewhere else. Quite where that point might be, I've got no idea. Never mind, we'll worry about that another time. So we've still got enough pipes here, I hope, to reach everywhere that I want to reach. I only need one pump, actually. We just want one of these. I'll take this one, and we can put this one over here somewhere. Actually, if that's coming in, it needs to be that way round. I drop it there. Yes, because the wheel loader is going to come up there. So we're going to put our cables and everything around the back. So that should keep that. Everything should stay sort of out of harm's way without getting damaged in any way. So we want this cable, this pipe here, I should say. Coil that one up a bit over to here. And put one end on there. And then run the other one over here. I mean, I could just go from the other pump. But I figured it would be easier just to do that. Why am I doing it like this? Why don't I just grab... Yeah, what a waste. I don't want a third pump running. If I do this, I'll bring this pump over here. Bring this one all the way back over here. And coil this one all the way up. And then I'll move that pipe off of that pump straight over onto that one. That'd be a much better way of doing this. Would be a much more logical way of doing this as well. So I'll finish getting all of these in place. And then we can test out this wheel loader theory and see if it works running two at once. Just get the last cable onto the generator there and plug it in there. Now I can start the water pumps. Actually, I'm going to go and get this wheel loader started first, and we'll go and get a load of earth just to see if this theory actually works, see how well this works. I'm confident, though. I am confident this is going to work fairly well. We're going to then need to get all of our buckets over here and start filling them up. One thing we might want to do, actually, is move that magnetite trader, which we can't do with this one, because unfortunately this one doesn't actually have a hitch, which is a little bit of a shame. So let's put that down that way. How well can we do this? The angle that it's at is going to make this a little bit difficult, but I'm still confident that it can work. Let's bring that up there. That really is as far over as it will go, but it's filled up with dirt. I don't like the way that we've only got a really old machine, and so the rams on it aren't working very well. You can see that every now and then the bucket there it goes. The bucket's already started tilting forward. And it means that you've got to constantly hold the bucket in the upright position, which would be fine, except that I'm having to do this on a keyboard because, yeah, I don't have a controller available. I'm going to try to get an Xbox controller plugged in and wired up so that I can do that instead. So many people have said that is the way forward. Right, it does look like that is the right place to be. Because I've got the handbrake on. Right, I'm literally just going to have to stop there, I think, and hope that... Actually, if I switch it off, is that going to hopefully stop it from tilting forward too much? It might not. I mean, it wouldn't in real life, a real one like that. It would just... if it's going to start dropping, it's going to drop anyway. It's not going to make any difference to it. So let's just get these fired up a second. And there's one, and we can run over here and get the next one, and we can get the generator going. So we've got those... Oh, no, we're going to have to get the buckets over here as well, aren't we? I probably shouldn't have left that one stuck up above it like that. That's not a good idea. I need 2 buckets in there, ready to start it. So I'll run down... I'm going to get the trailer over in a minute, and we'll bring some more buckets. We'll stuff all of those buckets into the trailer, and we'll bring them back. Unless I can get them to go in the back. No, it'll probably be easier in the trailer, actually, rather than in the pickup. And then we can sort of just stuff the whole trailer full. And it should now be... that you open the back of the trailer and you put stuff in, then you close the back and it locks it. Well, at least it does it with the pickup. It locks everything in position and then nothing will move. So hopefully it'll do the same with the trailer and we're not going to sort of launch all of our stuff out into the middle of nowhere. So let's just turn that one on and turn that one on and turn that one on. Is this one on over here? Yep. How many of these are going? I don't think any of them are going. That one's running. This one here is not running, so let me start that one up. There we go. Now that one's running as well, so that's emptied down, but the other one is quite full. Right, so you've got a constant stream of stuff coming out here, but it was doing that up on the top over there, and it wasn't making a spoil heap at all. So it does. I think once it goes through, that's kind of it. You lose that dirt. You don't get to keep it, and I guess that would make sense because otherwise you're just processing the same dirt over and over, and you don't really want to be doing that. So let's just tip that in there and see how that sort of performs percentage-wise. So about 30 on that one. It's about 12 on that one. I think this is going to work. It's just a case of mastering using the wheel loader, that's all. And I've seen so many pictures of people having done entire areas using nothing but the wheel loader. So I'm fairly confident that that's something that we could do as well. You just kind of push, you just keep pushing until it won't push any further, and then you start backing out, lifting at the same time, and hopefully it can work. The only thing that you've got to try and do is stop the bucket from tilting forward, I think. And they certainly haven't made this easy by making the machines brand new and so therefore really easy to control. They've actually sort of taken the time to simulate a much older, worn out machine, which I kind of it's the sort of thing that I like and I dislike both at the same time, because having an old, worn out machine is really frustrating, but at the same time it's really cool that they've been able to do that. It really is. Right, it's not actually doing anything at all to this other one, so I need to... It won't let me turn while the handbrake is on. So you just got to turn the handbrake off. And what's that done? Is that tipping out? It's not tipping into the one on this side at all. It's tipped into the other side, though. That bucket's up to 20%. I'm starting to think this isn't going to be any faster. We'll see. Let's do another couple of bucket loads. I'm starting to think, actually, that the best way to do it is just to set up all three and get your workers to do it. instead of you. I mean, maybe if we could have a slightly better machine to do this job, something that responded a little bit better. I'm hoping that later on they will add in like upgrades. You know, we can upgrade our wheel loader and we can upgrade excavators. We can buy absolutely brand spanking new machines. And I really shouldn't be turning with this. It's a good job that actual real life physics don't come into this, because otherwise I'd be lying on my side wondering how I was going to tip this thing back up the right way again. But yeah, it's just let's just ignore that bit. Yeah, it would be really cool if later on they do add in things like newer machines. It's sliding. That's the biggest issue for me, is the sliding. That's going to be something that's going to really bug me with this. You see that? I'm not touching it at all. It's just sliding around, and that's not like a simulation of real life in any way. That is literally just the game itself not behaving as it should. So let's do that there. And dump in. Actually, that's got both of them now working. I'll try and do it like that. There we go. So we've got both buckets at around 30%. It would help if I went backwards now. And we can lower that bucket back down. I really do need to move that magnetite trailer, or I am going to end up hitting it. I've also got to go and get that fuel bowser and move it out of the way, or I'm going to run into trouble with that as well. If I back up a little bit before I start trying to take too much earth into the bucket, I want to lower it down up here. And... oop, wrong way. Try and get this last little bit that's just here. It look like I'm going to be able to get that. So let's just ram it in there. And it looks like it does. It is going to work. There we go. I can pull that bit up. And now I've just got to get out of this pit. So I'll try and keep this a bit lower to the ground this time as I back up and sort of get round into the right position for the loader plant. It's already trying to tilt over. And it's just... look at it. Look at the way that it's sliding. This is something that's really going to bug me on this. So maybe we'll... I'm starting to... well, actually, no. Because, you know, we don't have the dumper trucks yet. That's not something that they've added in yet. So it's something that's going to come later on. The excavator is really good. And we found that we can get on really well with the excavator. The only problem with that is you can't do it on tier 3 stuff. It doesn't work on tier 3. Right, I'm too far over the other way now, so if I do that, I want to... I am confident that we can sort of do this with a bit of practice. It's just trying to compensate for that drift that we've got going on. Which way is that tilting? It's kind of... actually, both sides seem to be filling reasonably well there. I'll lower that down a bit. Tip right into it. Yep. Okay, that worked fairly well. It's just slow. That's the only issue with it, is it's a little bit slow. So let's lower that down and go again. I mean, I say that it's slow, but it's not very difficult to do. That's the main point that I should be making here, is that even though it's slow, it's still fairly easy to actually operate the whole thing and keep it all moving. So we are able to do this reasonably quickly. Right, how much am I going to have to tilt this up in order to get it to dig in? Sort of like that. There we go. And now I'm really sliding everywhere. Okay, let's lift that. I'm going to assume that I've got a bucket full now. There we go. Try and keep it tilted up. Let me try changing that camera. It's the fact that the bucket keeps tilting over. That is one irritation. I can sort of live with that. It would be great if they could fix this sliding. The sliding is the bit that's really irritating me. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it very well from this angle. And in cab isn't that great either. As soon as I take the handbrake off, it starts sliding. You can see it sliding even more when you're in doing the in-cab view. So let's lift that one right up. I mean, it does... It's nice that if you press the brake... Oh, we got someone else that wants to come and work for us. If you press the handbrake, it does instantly stop the sliding. So there is that sort of point to it. Let's just go back in again and change the camera. Right, I want to go forward a little bit more. And then we should be good to tip. I hope. Bring it over like that. Actually, I want to bring it... There we go. Right, I'm going to try and dump it right over. So, no, we've lost a little bit there. We didn't lose very much, though, to be fair. We lost a little bit, but we haven't lost very much of it. And those buckets are still... I reckon we did better with the excavator up the top. So, that's... I'm thinking that is going to be our future progress with this one, is we go back to doing the excavator. I don't want to make too much of a mess here. Just bring that round, and I want to lower that down again. Go into it like that. There, let's try that. I wonder if keeping the camera behind it is going to work better. Right, I'm lifting that up. I'm actually trying to go backwards at the moment, but it doesn't like the hill at all. It really doesn't like that hill at all. I wonder if I'm actually completely stuck now. Yeah, it does look like it. It's not going anywhere. I thought that it was a bit better than this. This is just literally, it's not going anywhere. I can't move anything, and I can't tip anything. If I can just tip that out, maybe I can get out of this little hole. Okay, this wheel loader's awful. It's absolutely terrible. Okay, I'm convinced, people. I am convinced. People did tell me that it was terrible. I didn't believe them. I now believe you. It's awful. It is absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible machine. And I'm fully ready to believe you. Let's take that handbrake off. Let's try this again. So are we going to have to reset every time we get a bucket full and bring it back? It's going very slow at the moment. Is it going to go any faster than that? It was going faster than this. Try and put the handbrake on and then going again. It might just be because of the dirt that we got in it from when I reset it. That might have caused it to do some funny stuff. Might have. That's a very big might, I think. Just bring that round, and what's it? Oh, now it's going downhill. Oh, it seems to be working now. It might just be because of how I had the loader, maybe. Let's try going up a little bit further and tip. How's it going to work? Just going to tip everything out if I can. Right, that's all empty, and those buckets are sort of doing all right, but at the moment there's no way that we can stockpile here. I really, really do hope that they do something about this loader. If we could get a bigger loader, or if we could put the dirt closer to where we've got those stations, it would be better. The number one biggest complaint that I have seen about this game so far is the fact that you can't stockpile dirt near where you set up the tier 3 stuff. So once you get onto the tier 3, you're literally stuck with having to use this one. You've got no choice in the matter. You absolutely have to use this one, and it behaves like this. It doesn't let you do anything at all, really. I mean, it might be am I sort of going into the wrong position here? I'm going to have to reset that again. Oh, this is awful. This is like seriously bad. This is just awful bad. Let's reset that one again. There we go, and reset. I got a feeling that we're going to do this an awful lot if we're to get this to work properly. Let's bring that up. Right, well, at least it managed to go a little bit faster once we're done. You know, maybe it'd be better if we just put the wash plants over near it over there, and then we could just reset from that point. Make life a lot easier, I think. Let's bring that in round here. Not going to go any further than that. I'm going to back out now a little bit. there and start moving forward. It's slowly ticking forward, so it's going to end up trying to tip all of that stuff on the ground in just a minute. Let me go there and try tipping that out. What's that going to do? Overload one side, I expect. Right, now I'm stuck inside the wash plants. I'm literally stuck inside those wash plants. It won't let me... It'll let me push it down, but I literally cannot lift it back up again. Oh, this is so bad. Like, literally so bad. Let's back out. Okay, I've just dumped all of that on the ground and lost the whole lot. None of that was able to be used for anything. Goodness. Okay, I'm not really sure what to do about this, because this thing is absolutely awful. It's just not working. And all we're doing is we're just chucking dirt on the ground. We're wasting it. It's not beneficial in any way. So I think that our way forward is going to be to move those plants back up on top of here somewhere and get going with that excavator again. The wheel loader just doesn't seem to like to do anything. It doesn't work very well. It's very slow. The hydraulics are terrible. For $97,000, I would expect a bit more for my money. You know, if I was to go and buy that thing in real life, I would be sending it back. There is no two ways about it. I would be having stern words with the person that sold me that heap of absolute junk. Okay? So there, I've said it. This is just a heap of junk, and I dislike it intensely. Although it might be better if I was to try to get some sort of controller set up, maybe. Would that work a bit better? But I don't like giving up. I really don't. So either I'm a glutton for punishment, or I'm just slow and stupid. It's one or the other. I don't really know which one it is yet, so let's just try again. We're gonna just give this another little go, because we don't have time to really do anything else this episode. So we are just going to try and see if we can make any difference, any kind of impact with this thing. Maybe we can do things a little bit differently, but I'm pretty certain that what we have here is a $97,000 paperweight that would be far better off being melted down into its separate component parts and being sold as, iron ingots. I reckon it'd probably do more good if we were to do that and then buy something a little bit better. Get a second one, something like that. A new one. A nice shiny new one. I'd be quite happy to buy a new one. Double the price. I'll do that. Right, you're losing pay dirt now, Frith. So just be a little bit careful. And so we got one bucket at 82% and one bucket at 77%. And the two buckets are working all right. I think that's everything out of that now. So let's take the handbrake off. Oh, I had the handbrake off already. Swing that round and let's try this again. So go easy, slow down here. Right, let's just put the handbrake on and we'll just lower this one down into position. So we've sort of got roughly the right position of where we want to go. And then I literally just want to go like that. Handbrake on. And then lift. I don't want to get any closer now. That's plentiful enough. And look, you can see it doing that whole thing with the hydraulic. I really hope that they either allow us to fix that or they allow us to do something to stop it doing that. That is seriously irritating. That's got to be... I mean, I really like the fact that they've done it, but if I was to do this in real life, I would have a joystick, and I can actually map my joystick to this thing. If I could map my joystick to it, I probably wouldn't have as many problems. You know what? I probably would, because of the steering and the way that it's sliding around. That's not helpful. Let's lift that up and get to there. Right, how are we doing now? I want to go like that, I think. How are we doing? Both sides have filled pretty evenly there, I think. Yes, they have. That's actually quite good. I'm quite impressed with that. They did both... No, they didn't. Oh, hang on. I don't think I put the handbrake on. No, I didn't. Right. I thought both sides filled evenly then, but they didn't at all. We had one side take everything. That's at 99%. This side here is not got very much left. So we want another couple of buckets. I've actually run out of time for today, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch this one off right here. Actually, I do need to start it up again and just put that bucket down on the ground. Let's move this... Oops. That's the handbrake. Let's move this thing over out of the way a little bit. And we'll put the bucket down on the ground. Let's move it over here. Just park it up out of the way so it's not going to hurt anybody. At least I don't think it will. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Right. Now let's jump out. Was something moving over there? On this. Was there something moving there or not? It might have just been the shadows, I suppose, playing on it. So I would call today more of a failure than a success. That it didn't really work as planned. I was hoping for a lot better than that from this wheel loader. And I've seen the way that people have managed to clear entire claims with the wheel loader. Just going into it from the front down there, bringing it up here and tipping it into the tier 3 wash plant. So I know that it can happen. I know that it can be done. It's just that it doesn't seem to be working for me. So I'm not happy with it. I'm going to try to find a different way to approach this. So let me just switch this one off down here. And we're going to go and get another hired help onto the claim. And hopefully he can help us out and actually do something. So we've got workers over here. We've got one waiting. We can take this one on. 47% that one is. I don't know what this percentage is. Are we going to get like 100% workers or something like that? That would actually be pretty cool. So we've got 5 hired workers now. Hired. So let's go through. What can he take if we put him onto the old Arnold parcel? We've got hog pan pump. Hog pan no pump. That's it. So we've got... That guy's on hog pan pump. So if I put another one on the hog pan pump, does that mean that he gets another one of those, or does he, or not? I'm not quite sure how that works out. So we want to go to Old Arnold Parcel anyway, and we'll go for the hog pan no pump and see if that works. Assign. So he's on something different from the other guys. There. Right, I'm pretty confident that that is how we're supposed to do it. I mean, the gold is ticking up. The money's ticking down as well at much the same kind of rate. But, I mean, we got 17 ounces of gold now, which is pretty good. I'd say that's quite impressive. So, tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at expanding. We're going to go and we're going to gather up some of our stuff. A couple of these pumps. And we're going to have to get another generator. We get a few more leads and stuff. I need to switch you off. And we're going to head over to our new claim and take a look at that one and see what we can do over there. And then after we've kind of set a few things up there, we can start assigning workers over there as well. We'll then probably, I think, get those two and bring them back up here again. We're going to put them at the top here, I think. Ooh, I just had an idea. Because it was working really well using both of those at the same time with the big excavator. That did work. That was something that worked well. So we could set them down here, close to the edge, and we could put the big excavator here, and we could just reach everything that we can reach with that big excavator, clear the whole lot. And then when we've done that, we can then move the excavator up a bit, and we can move those two things up a bit with it, and we can sort of do it like that. Because one of the biggest complaints that I've heard about this whole setup up here, the tier 3 stuff, is you've got to use a wheel loader. You can't bring it up here, and you can't stockpile it. And use the excavator. You've got to use the wheel loader. You're forced into using the wheel loader for it. And as we found out today, the wheel loader is painful to use. So it might actually be easier for us to just stick with the tier 2 stuff. I will get tier 3 set up because we're definitely going to look at it and we're going to see how it all works. But it's not necessarily that good. We'll have to sort of wait and see. Hopefully there will be an update that will improve the whole handling of that one over there, or even add another one into the game that is just a little bit better than that one. Like a new one. I'd like to see a shiny new one. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.